And right now, with this administration, almost all of the policy is benefiting extremely wealthy people, exemplified by Trump's recent Great Gatsby party that cost millions and millions of dollars and was just a decadent show of excess. It was literally a middle finger to the American people, especially as SNAP recipients, which represent one out of every, I believe it's 6 or 8 people in the entire United States are going without their SNAP benefits. Trump is throwing a massive Great Gatsby party. What could be more of a metaphor? What could be a better example of how this administration sees the average person than that? And again, we need to start to understand this stuff, that we're being conditioned, that we're being lied to believe things that are not true, to believe things that go against our benefit and the benefit of the country. And so I would just urge you, study your history. We're all busy. None of that stuff is a lot of fun. It's hard, but don't just let yourself be spoon-fed these ideas that we have to keep giving more and more and more and more and more money to huge corporations and to wealthy people. Doing that hurts the average American. It hurts you. It hurts me. And we're seeing the effects of these policies, the tariffs, the massive tax cuts for extremely wealthy people. We're seeing all of these things play out in the economy right now. Inflation's not coming down. Unemployment is skyrocketing. Layoffs by the thousands. Prices keep going up. We're having to bail out farmers because of the tariffs. And, I see these interviews all the time with farmers who are suffering horrendously. The amount of money they can sell their corn, their beans for, doesn't begin to cover their costs right now, in large part because of the tariffs are making the things they have to buy so much more expensive. And countries aren't buying from us anymore because of the tariffs. Farmers are suffering. And I see them being interviewed day after day talking about how much they're suffering. And so many of them talk about, well, I was a Trump supporter. I voted for Trump, but I didn't vote for this, and I wasn't expecting this. And then they finish with, but I still vote for him anyway. And we've got to break out of that cycle. It makes no sense. It's not logical. And we're only hurting ourselves and our families by continuing to stay in that cycle. So my charge to you this week is think about that a little bit. Do a little research on our history and what actual economic policies have actually benefited the average Americans throughout our history. Forget the theories, forget the sound bites. Economics is not a sound bite principle. It doesn't do well with sound bites because economics is a complex thing. It's a complex discipline. And so forget the sound bites. Forget the little things, the memes that you can sum up in a few words. Those are nonsense for the most part. They're intended to make things sound good to average Americans that actually are harmful to them. So break out, get beyond that stuff. Let's start to support policies that actually support the average American person and not huge corporations, not the Elon Musks of the world, not Trump's corporate buddies. So, I'm encouraged by this election the other day. I think people are starting to wake up. They're starting to see, they're starting to hurt enough to understand these policies are not helping me. They're actually hurting me. And I'm seeing a lot of people who are coming out and saying now that they regret how they voted in 2024. And, if that's you, there's no shame in it. Changing your mind is a good thing. I've changed my mind on so many things throughout my life.